As you may know, East University is one of the best universities in the country. We may not be considered an Ivy League school, but we are in the top 20. And so, we hire only the best educators. Looking at your resume, to be honest, it is a bit above average. You don't have any experience teaching in a classroom setting. You do have experience tutoring Koreans, but these days, who hasn't? Although I am impressed by your extracurricular activities in college. President of the English Club, Director of the Drama Club, and this one I particularly like, Member of Soul, Society of University Leaders. I like that. Soul. S-O-U-L. I'm a Christian myself. Unfortunately, I am hesitant to hire you despite your great teaching demo. You see, you're kind of effeminate, and I'm sorry to say that we frown upon gay teachers. Well, I assume you're homosexual. But even so, we don't discriminate. However, I can reconsider if you act straighter. Can you fake being straight?
I don't know, sir. Can you?
I'm going to be honest with you. This session is expensive. I think 1 hour is my whole day's pay. It's not your fault. I know that's your basic rate, and thank you for giving me a discount. So, I'm just going to tell you what's wrong with me in 30 minutes, max, and for the next 30 minutes, you give me your insights and recommendations. Deal?
That sounds like a good plan. I appreciate you being upfront about the cost and how you'd like to use our time. Before we begin, I noticed you made sure I knew your concern wasn't directed at me. Do you find yourself often reassuring others before expressing what you need? Just something I noticed. You don't have to answer if it doesn't feel relevant.
Okay. That was not the answer I was expecting.
Tell me what you were expecting.
No. I thought you might be upset or something. Or that therapy doesn't work like that. Like how in 1 hour we can't find a remedy.
I'm glad you told me that. What made you think I'd be upset? And no, therapy isn't about finding a remedy in an hour. Sometimes an hour is enough to understand something important. That's different from solving it.
Okay. Now, that's the answer I was expecting. That's better.
I'm glad you said that. And I'm curious. You expected me to reject your plan or tell you therapy doesn't work that way. Where do you think that expectation came from?
Where did my expectation come from? I guess from movies. I'm a writer and film director. Well, I'm still working on becoming a film director. Mostly short films and TV episodes, but not the top-rated TV shows. Mostly afternoon shows that bored housewives, the elderly, and kids watch.
Tell me more.
Okay, tell you more. Well, this is the part where I have to talk now.
There's no rush. Start wherever it feels right.
I guess. Let's start with expectations. I don't know. It feels like people expect so much from me. My parents. They're not rich, but I was told I was gifted at an early age. The boy genius. I was good at math and science, which is odd because I ended up working in film. And then my film teachers at first didn't expect a lot from me, considering I didn't attend film school, just short workshops. You know. But then I showed them all when I made my first short film.
It sounds like expectations have been with you for a long time. First, other people's expectations. Then, perhaps, your own. What happened after you made that first short film?
To make a long story short, well, my short film was good, so they were surprised that I did better than students who spent 4 years studying film, and I guess they expected I'll be the next Jane Campion or something.
So people stopped underestimating you and started expecting something extraordinary.
Well, I wouldn't say that, I guess. Yes, kind of.
You're not entirely convinced. Stay with the kind of. What makes you hesitate?
No, it's kind of something I say, my little eccentricity. Wait, saying kind of is a red flag?
No, not by itself. People have phrases they use all the time. Little habits, ways of softening things, ways of expressing uncertainty. I'm more interested in what it means when you say it. For you, does kind of mean you're unsure? Or does it help you avoid making a statement that feels too strong?
Oh, okay. Now, that's a great analysis. I need to write that down in case I make a film about therapy.
I'm curious. What did I say that stood out to you?
What do you mean? I don't follow. Is that therapy talk?
No, not therapy talk. I just mean that something I said caught your attention. I'm curious what part of it felt useful or interesting to you.
Maybe the part where I avoid making a statement that feels too strong. That is not me. I'm actually known for my witty one-liners and sassy banter. Sometimes I'm too harsh and honest. It goes with the territory of being a director.
That's interesting. So on one hand, you describe yourself as someone who is direct, sharp, and unafraid to say things. But on the other hand, there's a part of you that softens certain statements with kind of, I'm wondering if those two sides show up in different situations, or with different people.
Okay, now that you've pointed that out, I guess so. Oh wait, there it is again. Guess so. Kind of. You're right. It just pops up without me knowing.
Yes, you noticed it yourself this time. And that's usually the interesting part, not the words themselves, but the moment they appear. Sometimes these little phrases are habits. Sometimes they're a way of giving yourself room before committing to something.
I actually don't say them often. Maybe with friends only, or lovers, or potential partners. But at work, I'm pretty brutal and harsh. I know some people don't want to work with me because I can be uncompromising.
So it sounds like there are two different versions of you that show up in different spaces. At work, you protect the standard, the vision, the outcome. With people close to you, maybe there's more hesitation or softness. I'm curious about that contrast. Which version feels more like the real you?
That's why I'm here. Who am I?
That's a big question. Before we answer who you are, I'd like to understand something first. When did you start feeling like you didn't know?
I guess just now.
Just now? What happened in this conversation that made that question come up for you?
You're right. I did say I was here because I want to know who I am. It just came out.
Yes, and I want to stay with that moment for a little while. Sometimes the things that just come out are worth paying attention to. Not because they're always some hidden truth, but because they can point us towards something important. When you said, "Who am I?" what feeling came with that question?
Can we pause a bit? I need to process. Was I sincere when I said, "Who am I?" Or was it just one of my witty lines? Don't answer. That's a question for myself.
Take your time. We don't need to rush to answer it.
Unfortunately, time is running out. And are we making progress here?
Yes, I think we are. Maybe not in the sense of solving everything in 1 hour, but we've already found something important. There's a difference between the person you present to the world and the parts of yourself you're still trying to understand. Given the time, I'd like to focus on one thing. When you ask, "Who am I?" what is the answer you're afraid you might find?
That I'm a fake. But wait, I already know that. That's what my classmates and coworkers often say. Fake it till you make it. Everything is staged, especially in films and TV. We know that. I know that. We live by it. Life is just about pretending. The key is to be aware.
You said something different just now. I'm a fake is about you. Life is just about pretending is about everyone. I'm wondering if the second statement protects you from having to stay with the first.
I'm tempted to say, I guess so. But given what I learned today, saying guess so or kind of is a big deal.
Notice what just happened. A moment ago, I guess so came out automatically. Now you stopped yourself. I'm not interested in whether you say the words or not. I'm interested in what happened between the impulse and the decision to stop. What did you notice?
That I'm going to need more money for this therapy. 1 hour. Way too short. We're just at the opening credits.
That's a very director way of putting it. And maybe that's also something worth noticing. You naturally turn the experience into a story, a scene, a structure. That's a strength. It helps you make meaning. But yes, we're at the opening credits. The important thing is that we found a thread worth following. If we had more time, I'd want to explore this idea of fake, not whether it's true or false, but what it means to you. Because there seems to be a difference between creating an illusion for art and feeling like you are one.
Aren't we all just fake people walking on the face of the earth?